don't think it's about being perfect. I think it's about making progress. Okay, so practice doesn't equal perfect. Practice equals progress. Write that down. Said Jerusha said. Yeah, so write it down. Put it in the chat for me. A pretty person taking good notes, and you're putting this in the chat for me. Yes. And so she was like, "You're right. You're right. Yes." So you don't want to be comfortable. Like entrepreneurship is not for you if you want to be comfortable. So stay what you're doing where you're comfortable. You know your accounting job. You know your, whatever. You know that job. So you're comfortable. It's not until you're like, I got to do something crazy. It's going to take you doing something crazy outside of what you believe you can because you've been already given the gift. And we're going to talk about working in your gift. So do me a favor, tag 2 people, share the broadcast. If you're a newbie to me, put newbie in the chat. Say, I'm a newbie, Jerusha. That just means you're just now hearing the sound of my voice. You are a newbie to me. Put newbie. I love my newbies, so put newbie. If you watch the replay, please put replay. And then, of course, if you tag 2 people, share the broadcast. You and I just became besties. Like we're best friends, girl. You can ask me any business question and I will teach on that subject or I will answer you privately. And so go ahead and message your besties, your business partners, your team, because we want to operate in our gifts and our talents. And so your gift is the source of your value. And your value is how much people pay you. Okay. So you'll notice that I always say knowledge is the new rich. People pay for what you are good at. And so you want to get to the place where you're perfecting your gift, you're perfecting your craft. So if you don't know, I'm Jerusha. I can teach on this subject. I've been an entrepreneur for almost 2 decades. I was offline for years, enjoyed that offline space. Right before the pandemic, I decided I need to go online. I started showing up more and more and more and more online, being uncomfortable, and I said, okay, this is what I know best is to motivate and inspire and talk. So that's what we're going to do. And so I started doing that, attracting people to me. Then I started learning all these different skills. And during this process, even now, I'm always scared. Even now, I'm always uncomfortable. And so you want to always be in that state where you are being challenged every single day. And so if you are an accountant, they pay you between $50,000 and $80,000 a year, what they believe you're worth. If you are a teacher, teachers are underpaid. So hashtag go teachers. We love you. We need you to love your job. If you're operating in your gift, or is it just a paycheck? Because they pay teachers between 28, maybe up to $65,000 a year. So they pay what they think you are worth, how valuable you are to the organization. Okay. And many of us are underpaid. Yes or yes. And so I worked in corporate America. I worked in television. I always felt like I was underpaid. I was like, I'm more valuable than this. So the first person that talked to me about entrepreneurship and a home-based business and earning an executive level income, I was like, I'm in, because I've always felt like I'm more than what you are saying and I don't have to settle. And so I want to encourage you to work in that gift because you don't have to settle. You don't have to be comfortable. This is what I know. This is how people see me. Whatever gives you value is the source of your wealth. Jerusha, you better write that down. Whatever gives you value is the source of your wealth. So the book I live by says each of us should use whatever gift we have received to serve others. And so I believe I have the gift to gab, right? I believe I have the gift to talk. So I use that gift to serve others. So what gifts do you have? If it's singing, girl, you better sing. Say, Jerusha said, I need to start singing. Girl, if you can write, you better start writing. If you can cook, you can start cooking. Just start cooking. It doesn't have to be perfect to start, okay? And it also says a man's gift will make room for him. A man's gift will make room for him and bring him before the greats. So I already know when I showed up, I'm like, my gift is going to bring me people, my gift, because I'm working in my gift, perfecting it, learning more about it. I don't stop because I have it, right? You want to keep going. So here's a business tip for you. Write this down. To develop your gift, and some of us have multiple gifts, so you can work in whichever one you feel is the most favorable to you, right? So write this down. To develop your gifts, number one, you've got to accept responsibility in the area of your gift. I take full responsibility for my actions every day to use my gift. Whatever you're doing today toward your dreams, have you started, right? Working in that gift? Have you started, like I taught on the other day, you showing up on social media more, you timing your activity, using an app to time your income producing activities. Most people don't time their day out, so they don't know what they really did. Now, if you work for somebody else, you work 8 to 10 hours for somebody else, what you were doing at that time. I'm talking about, what were you doing after that? Were you pouring into your gift? Were you perfecting it? What were you doing with that time that God had given you, right? The second thing I can tell you is, write this down. Take time to learn from those who are experienced in your area of your gifts. So if you find someone that's experienced in your area and that's your gift, you better follow that person. You better be a sponge with that person. I follow so many people that I admire. They don't even know. I'm like learning every second. I have them in my phone. I have their names. I know who I'm looking for every day. So when I'm on social media, it's a tool for me. I'm learning something. I'm not here just to scroll. Like, what can I learn today? Social media is the 4 E's. Social media is used for 4 reasons. You better write this down: to be entertained. That's why y'all gonna be laughing, entertained. That's the first E. To be educated. Like, what can I learn today? That cooking that they do on TikTok, you saved my life. You saved my life showing me all these recipes. Okay, I'm learning something. That's education. Of course, empowerment is what I do, is inspire and motivate. And then, of course, yes, write this down. You got the 4 E's: educate, entertain, educate, empower, and engage. You got to engage with people. That's why I call your name. I want you to know that I respect you for being here. I value you, and I want to make sure you know I'm engaged with you, right? So when I say put newbie, you put newbie. I come back, I'm like, thank you, newbie. Engagement is key. Most people want to post and not engage. You want people to purchase, but you don't want to engage. You've got to show love first. So you got to take time to learn from those who are experienced in the area of your gift. So I am offering the January Jumpstart. So I'm a part of that program with Michelle Cunningham. The link is in the bio. Okay. And so if you want more business tips and sales ideas and how to overcome objections, if you want these skills, jump in the January Jumpstart. And so I actually have a training in there. So once you're in that Facebook group, I have a training in there, and my training is on how to have conversations with other people about your product. Most people don't know how to have conversations with the folk, right? And they don't know how to ask for the sale with the folks. And so I am a part of that January Jumpstart. So the pretty people are invited. And I'm not going to bring you something that I don't believe in. Trust me. There are people who offer me different things. I'm like, yeah, not that. I know what the pretty people are looking for and what you usually respond to. And so the link is in the bio, or put January in the chat. If you are on Instagram and TikTok, go to the link in the bio, right? And so, or put January, Facebook peoples, put January in the chat so I can send the link to you. You got to get around people that have done it and they've seen success doing it, so you can learn how to do it. And I show it to you at the end. Okay. Now you got to understand, in doing that, think about all the greats, whether it's Michael Jordan, he was trained. Even though he was the greatest, in my opinion, in basketball, he still had a trainer. He still had a business coach. He still was paying somebody else to show him more skills. Beyonce, she takes classes for singing and dancing. She paid somebody to teach her how to be better at singing, how to be better at dancing. So what about you and I? Don't you think we should pay somebody to help us with our gift, to make us better? You want to produce at your highest level to maximize your gift. Every single day, I'm running after myself. Every single day, there's a competition going on with me and me. The third thing, business tip that I can give you, is do the work. Sometimes you have to bleed before you succeed. Sometimes it's going to hurt before you see all the success. Sometimes you're going to cry. Sometimes you're going to want to give up. Sometimes you're going to have to change the way you're doing it. But you got to do the work. The gift is no good if you're not doing the work. The talent is no good if you're not doing the work. It does take work, okay? You got to make sure success comes with the work attitude and a work uniform. Jerusha said, success comes with a work attitude and a work uniform. Girl, you better put that uniform on. How many of you in the chat put work? You got your work uniform on. Put work. It's time to go to work. And so, especially today is your day. You're not listening to the sound of my voice by accident. You're not listening to this training by the sound of because it's an accident. No, it's on purpose. God has put a gift or talent in every person that the world will make room for. The world gonna make room for you, Michelle. The world is gonna make room for you, Jasmine. The world is it's going to make room. But if you work on that gift, it's not gonna just be like, I can sing, so I'm gonna get singing gigs and I don't show up, I don't do anything. It's not gonna happen that way. It is this gift that will enable you to fulfill your vision. It will make way for you in life. It will. And so just because you don't see it immediately, right? And so just because you're not at that level fast doesn't mean it's not coming. If he gave you the vision, he'll make the provision. It's going to happen for you. When we exercise, and we're talking the work, when we exercise this gift, we will find real fulfillment. We will find purpose and contentment in our work. But again, we got to exercise the gift. So in order for me to become better at speaking, in order for me to be a better business coach, I got to keep doing it. That's why you keep seeing this face. I have to keep doing it, perfecting that gift. I don't know how people think they're going to be better if they don't do it. Like if they're waiting, right? And you got to do it like me. Do it scared. Every single day I'm scared. I'm like, oh, I'm scared, but I'm doing it. So it's interesting to note that the Bible does say that a man's education makes room for him. No, it doesn't say that a man's education makes room for him, but it does say it makes room for his gift.